Okay, before I get into the story time, hear me out. I have to show proof because apparently people think my story times are like fake or lies. I think every story time YouTuber has dealt with this at least once. If they were all lies, I would have like 1,000 stories by now. I can't tell you how many times other influencers that I'm friends with have told me, if you just make up a story real quick and you just keep it up, you'd get so many views. And like, I'm fucking terrible at lying. I've had to literally tell my friends, like, I literally can't. Like, I'm sorry, but I just cannot. Like, I have to tell genuine stories. I have to wait until something happens or talk about stuff that happens in the past because I'm just really bad at making shit up. It's just hard for me. It's just too difficult for my brain to process. So, I don't know. I'm just not a very imaginative person. So, with that being said, here's evidence that my shit's I don't know, because I've been called a liar so many times in my stories when they're all real that I just wanted to show this one and really embarrassing and cringy image of me and dahvie vanity. So I know this is kind of a bad image, so I lost a lot of my pictures with him. I have pictures of him in all my little scene phases with me with like green hair and pink hair and orange hair and rainbow hair, and like I was blonde and pink hair, and I literally went through it all. And I have pictures of him proposing to me. It was like a fake proposal, and kissing me and holding my hand, and I have like all sorts of pictures with him. But and with Jay Von Monroe, he was so sweet. But I only have this one because my friend, or like an old friend of mine, sent me a screenshot of her old like messages where that was my profile picture, and we were like making fun of how like I mean, I get I was a kid, so I'm not gonna be mean to like, I don't know, like 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old me for being like a scene kid, but like I was not the prettiest scene kid, and I just think it's funny to look back on. So with that being said, yeah, here's a really embarrassing, cringy picture of me like with dahvie, and I don't know, like this looks weird. I don't recognize myself. I think I was like 13 in this picture, so don't roast me too hard. Otherwise, you'd be roasting a 13-year-old, and that's unepic. So, yeah, anyways, I have a story time. I've been wanting to tell this story time for so long. I remember in, like, 2018 when I was kind of involved in commentary communities, I had, like, commentary friends, and we would be on PlayStation, and they would be like, oh, yeah, what's some video ideas you had? And I always had this idea. Like, I wanted to tie it. Wait, I think I actually made it once. Okay, it's private. I actually made the story time already. Fuck, that's like so embarrassing to like just now remember. So I made the story time like years ago. I think I was like 17 when I told it, and then I privated it because I wanted to start over on my commentary channel, which is this channel. So I've already told it, but it only got like 1,000 views, so I'm just gonna retell it. So essentially, I was a scene kid. Hi. Hello. That was an embarrassing stage in my life, and I was obsessed with Blood on the Dance Floor. They were my first favorite band. They were the first band that I ever got band merch from, like at Hot Topic. And actually the first shirt that I got, like a friend who was a mutual friend of dahvie vanity gave me, like, I think it was a Candyland merch or something. I don't know. But basically, I ended up having a collection of their shit. I was like a super fan. I had posters, signed posters of them all over my wall. I had a bunch of their merch, wristbands, everything, anything that they would put on their site that they were selling. I'd get that shit. I would see it at Hot Topic. I'd get all that shit. I really had a collection. Like, oh my gosh. So I would go to, like, their show every year, up until I was, like, 15. And so what happened when I was 15 was, like, fucking awful. So, first of all, before I get into, like, what dahvie did to me, I want to talk about Javon. He has been so sweet every single time I met him. He was such a sweetheart. He called me darling every time, which, like, when you're, like, 13, that just, like, makes your heart, like, skip a beat. Like, it was so, like, I looked up to him, and, like, I just could not believe he was so sweet to me, and we took so many pictures, and he made, like, funny comments about my height. I don't know. It's just really nice to look back on. I just really love how he called me darling every single time we would meet. Like, it was just so sweet to me. So anyways, dahvie was also, until I turned 15, was incredibly sweet to me. I mean, at least I thought so. Like, he was just so nice, was just very respectful and very sweet, and I loved talking to him and taking pictures with him. And I never had a problem with him up until 2015. So the 2015 show happens or whatever, and I'm VIP as usual, and I met up with Jay, like, does it first, and then Dahvie's next. So when I'm done with Jay, I talk to Dahvie, everything went well. Like, he also remembers me because I, like, go to the show all the time. I'm the same, like, person at the VIP every single time, so he knows who I am, or, like, it's not like he knew me, like, we were friends, but, like, he knew of me. Like, he would see my face and recognize me. You know what I'm trying to say? Because I was always VIP. And I was so starstruck, and I thought that was so cool and so kind of him. Whatever. So, when you're VIP, you get to be first row. Like, you're just first in, so everyone just, like, stands wherever they want to stand. And I always would go for, like, the left like row, and I would just be first. And I knew left was where like Jay would perform more, and I liked his performances more than Dahvie. Even though I was a total Dahvie fangirl at the time, Jay was like, I don't know, I had a thing for his like dances and stuff, so I would always go to the left. And this one particular song, I forgot what it is, but when I tell you the story, you might be able to find the song. Dahvie was on the left, and the lyrics, like, he was performing the song, and the lyrics said, "The devil's a bitch, and I spit in her face." So Dahvie sees me, and I'm, like, obviously first, and he grabs my face, like, really, like, rough, and he, like, squishes it. And as he's saying, "The devil's a bitch, and I spit in her face," he spits on me. And his, like, saliva reeked of beer. I had spit on my forehead, like, dripping down all over my face. And I didn't know how to feel at first. Like, I was a little hurt, but also that's, like, my idol, and I'm in the middle of a concert. I'm, like, having fun, but, like, that, I don't know. After, like, I did some reflecting, that really, like, hurt me. And I just remember, like, coming home and just not, like, when I went back to school, I was uncomfortable to wear my BOTDF merch. Like, I remember my friends were posting how much they love Dahvie on, like, Facebook and shit, and I would comment underneath, like, "Oh, Dahvie, like, spit on me." And they would be like, "Well, I don't care, he's, like, so sweet to me." And it just, I kind of have, like, resentment, because this is hard for me to articulate. I was a super fan. Like, he was all over my wall. Like, I would go as VIP all the time. Like, it really hurt my feelings, because I was one of those fans that, like, had a fan page for them, and, like, especially for Dahvie, and would, like, defend them on media. Like, I was one of those 13-year-olds that, you know, like, because these allegations have always been against him, like, him being terrible to, like, children. And so I remember being 13, and by the way, I know people twist the shit. I've had people twist my stories that I've told as a minor all the time, so fuck you if you do that. But I was 13, so if you're gonna hold that against me, you're pathetic. But I was one of those 13-year-olds that would be like, if he actually did those things, he'd be in jail, don't you think? Like, it was sad. Like, you know, when you're a kid, you don't really know what you're talking about and stuff, and so that's why that's, like, kid logic, and it was stupid. But obviously, as an adult, I'm aware that people do get away with these things, and yeah, but what I'm trying to say is that it really hurt me, and I was just devastated as, like, a super fan, and I stopped being a fan of them. And you know what? That actually helped me get out of my emo phase. Like, by the time I was 16, I was, like, normal looking. Like, I went to school not in band merch, so in a way that kind of helped me get out of that. But I do want to add something to the story, which is weird for me to reflect on, and I witnessed Dahvie grooming these two girls. And when I, like, reflected on this as an adult, I was really creeped out, and I didn't realize it was grooming at the time, so I want to talk about it. So there are these two scene girls, and back when Facebook was, like, a popular thing, they were called, like, Facebook famous, and they were, like, these cute scene girls that you would, like, if you Google image scene girl, they looked like that. They were these little skinny, petite, perfect, Google picture perfect, like, scene girls. And I obviously wasn't that. I was, if you didn't know, I have PCOS syndrome, so I was a little chunky for my age, but I was, like, I was not considered attractive, which, by the way, you shouldn't even push those standards onto children. That's fucked up, but I'm just saying so you understand. And there was these two really cute scene girls, right? And I saw Dahvie, like, take them like after the VIP thing back to play Mario Kart. And the girl was like posting on her Facebook about how starstruck she is and she cannot believe that she's playing Mario Kart in the back of the VIP room with dahvie vanity. Like she was like, I don't know what I did to deserve this. Like this is so fucking insane. Like what the fuck? This is so cool. Like she was just posting about it on her Facebook, like in that context. And I remember thinking like, oh wow, like I was just a little jealous. I was like, damn, like I hope she's having fun, I guess. But looking back on it, I'm fucking creeped out because, first of all, and please correct me if you think that my mentality about this, like reflecting, might be wrong, but like to me it kind of makes sense. He could have chose like any fan to do this with. Why did it happen to be the two like cutest / Facebook famous scene girls? Like, I kind of feel like maybe I wasn't chosen for that because I was considered unattractive to him. I don't know. Why did it happen to be those girls that were like popular? And they were, by the way, they were underage. They were, I think, both 15 when this happened. So, I remember they were like posting about that, right? And then the second girl was posting about how she was like with dahvie in like his tour van, like after the show. And I remember thinking that I was like I was feeling really like jealous, and I was like, oh, damn, I really wish I could have done that because I was a big fan. And so I remember reflecting on this, like as I'm thinking about the story and like all the weird things that I experienced and like witnessed. I was thinking like, what did they do in his tour van? Like as a kid, I was like, oh, cool, like you got to get closer with him and hang out and play Mario Kart. Like, I didn't think that was grooming. I didn't think anything of it. So now that I'm an adult and I'm looking back on my memories and people that I knew that also met him and like all these things and my bad experience with him, like, what the fuck did they do in that van? I'm genuinely concerned. Maybe I'm just over exaggerating, but I don't think I am. Like, isn't that kind of grooming? Like, that's a little, like, weird. I don't know, whatever. So, point is, dahvie never, like, groomed me. All he did was spit on me and say the devil's a bitch, and I spit in her face, and it broke my heart and got me out of my scene face, and, like, I cried about it for hours. But besides that, I wasn't groomed or anything, but the fact that I think I witnessed him, like, again, I don't have evidence, like, they never said they fucked or anything. But the fact that I'm reflecting and I'm creeped out and, like, they were playing Mario Kart and next thing you know, they were in the... By the way, the shows were late. It was, like, 1 or 2 a.m. after. So why are these 15-year-old girls in his van with him? Am I crazy to think that reflecting on this, that could have been grooming? I'm just saying. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. This is weird. But anyways... Yeah, I just want to say, one day I want to react to the way I told this story in 2018. It's, like, privated or something. Because I think I was going for that Leafy vibe. Like, the way I was gonna, like, talk about it was, like, dramatic. Like, and then he grabbed my face. Like, I don't know. But that's what happens to me. I just wanted to tell my story. So, yeah. Stay away from that guy if you're a child. Okay, see ya. Oh, and don't go through a scene phase. That's not my proudest moment, and I don't wish that upon my worst enemy. Okay, peace.